I was I was hanging out in an area I wasn't allowed to be with my friends,
Hmm.
and a security guard, yes, I'm sorry, a security guard uh, came to us. We're not allowed to be here unless we're gonna go to the Christian meeting club. So we didn't want to go to back to lunch, and so we
Hmm.
decided to just go to the Christian club. And when I was in there, I was uh, hearing the message from the leader. She just got uh, saved from Jesus, and I was like I want to,
Hmm.
I want to be, I want something new.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to her. She invited me to her church. In that time, I accepted it. I went over there, and I never been to a Christian church. I was raised Catholic. So for me to go to a Christian church, it was different. It had graffiti art, lights, and it was different to me. So I I I just noticed it was completely different. The worship started,
Mm-hmm.
and I never seen so 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 much passion.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
I seen kids falling, and I seen adults praying really really hard. I never seen that before, and I wanted to feel that. I felt the spirit
Yes.
that
Yes.
night.
Yes.
So that night I decided to continue going to that church.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was going to that church, I 2 weeks later actually,
Yeah.
um, there was a youth rally. I went to the youth rally. That's when I accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So um, so later in the spring, the church had split.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm.
pastor and the worship team, they split up. So they had no musicians. And I was learning how to play drums at that time,
Mm.
and so I decided to join.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe about 2 years later, I was going, but it became
Mm-hmm.
it became a chore. It,
Mm-hmm.
it really it really I didn't I felt it anymore. So I left with a friend to start our own paths in music.
Wow.
And during that time, I I did not like the lifestyle. I did not like anything about it.
Hmm.
So I left. So I didn't have God with me. I didn't have no more friends. I didn't want to I just
Right.
pull away. So during that time when I had nobody to talk to, nobody to do, I I got into depression and anxiety. Sorry.
Sorry. Don't be sorry. Keep going.
So during that time, I I wanted something, but I didn't know anything. And it was years later, COVID-19 started. I picked up my guitar again, and when I picked up my guitar, I just started learning how to play again. And then a year later, I I posted a video of me playing bass.
Oh.
My aunt saw that. She showed it to a group that was looking for a bass player.
Hmm.
So I joined them. I didn't knew they were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They were Jehovah's Witnesses. So every once in a while they talk about God in a different way that I don't know. And so the year passed by. My aunt invited me to. They called it the Memorial of Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was nervous about it. talked to somebody the week before about that, and I was telling him I was nervous. I don't want to go back to church because I was hurt
Yes.
from church,
Yes.
and I didn't want to go back to church.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of reference if Bible verse says, I am the temple of God.
Mm-hmm.
And,
You are.
And so I was referencing that, and then he told me, yes, but the Bible also says we have to come together.
Yes. Yes.
And I knew that Bible verse,
Mm-hmm.
but I ignored it for a long time. So I decided to go to the memorial service.
Mm-hmm.
I went. 2 weeks later, my aunt invited me again to the church.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went there, it was closed.
Mm-hmm.
So I went. So I called her, and I said, "Oh, it's closed because we're having construction." And so I was like, "Okay, then." We're having online services.
Right.
So they sent me the link. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, I was like, there's something there. And
Mhm.
I remember coming here, growing up to, going to Bible studies.
Right. Right. Right.
And
I heard.
when, so I looked you guys up, I saw you guys had service that evening. I went that night, and you were talking about, let me remember. You were talking about money changers
Hmm.
and religion.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing you told the whole church.
Yeah.
You said, if you're gonna pick a religion, make sure it's about Christ.
Yes. Yes.
That was
Wow.
and that really spoke to me that night. And
Oh.
I went back home.
Mm-hmm.
I prayed and repented for all things like that night.
Jesus. Jesus.
And I just want to say
Oh.
that the last thing I want to say is that
Mm-hmm.
you are the truth and the way. I give my heart to you.
Wow. Come here. Come here. I love you, Missy. I love you, brother. I love you.